365 Hawaii and 365 group, Keller Williams. And we are here today to give you guys the West Hawaii real estate market update. And I'm here with Lance Owens, and he is with Luva Real Estate, and he is the past president of the West Hawaii Association of Realtors, and currently the first vice president of the Hawaii Association of Realtors, right? And
thank you.
Lance and I actually put on a monthly update. Turn it down? Turn it on. I thought it turned. It's on.
She is on.
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me?
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Okay. So we do this on a monthly basis, and one of the things that we like to, okay, is that better? Okay. One of the things that we do with Lance is we talk about what's happening with the market right now. We banter about a bit about trends and really everything else about real estate. We take questions from the audience, and we put this whole thing on a real estate YouTube channel called 365 Hawaii Group Big Island Real Estate Channel. So we're filming right now for that channel and the podcast. We have a Hawaii Island Real Estate Podcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over to Lance because he's the numbers guy. There you go. Okay, here you go. Okay. So now Lance has the statistics that he's going to talk to you guys about, and we will ask some questions along the way. I always kind of surprise him with what I have to say to him.
I'll jump right into the numbers. So we're always looking at the West Hawaii numbers. We've got the entire report on our website, but for right now, because of all the different districts, we're going to just jump into one area. So right now, looking at the sales of residential homes on the Big Island here in Kona for the month of December.
You can't hear me. Okay.
Typically, we had 58 is what we had last year, and this year we had a total of 28 homes. So that's a 51% drop in the number of sales. So we always talk about how it's a supply and demand thing, and the big thing is the supply and demand is we've lost a lot of listings too. If I jump into the front of this, new listings on homes, last year there was 222 new listings in December, and this year there was 174 new listings. So we still have a supply and demand problem.
Right. So if you guys listening to Lance, we have an inventory problem.
Still, 2 years, 3 years later, we still got an inventory problem. And you see us talk about this a lot in the recent reports. And what's happening is nobody wants to jump out of that 2.5% or 3% mortgage and jump into a 6.5% mortgage. So we've got sellers waiting it out, and we've got buyers waiting it out. So both markets have dropped significantly.
Right.
So it's a big change.
We call that a stagnated market.
Yes. And so what did it do to the median sales price? You want to guess, Julie?
Because there's lack of inventory and there's still demand, I bet the prices went up.
Yes, they went up. So the median price last year in December was $1,015,000. The median price as of December 31st was $1,125,000. So we had a $100,000 price increase. Yeah. So market, as far as what's happening with the actual, number of sales and versus the inventory, we're still seeing a price. And I did, for the show, I thought I would jump in and around a 45-day number to see where things are happening.
Yeah.
And right now, the median price here in Kailua Kona is $1.4 million today.
Wow.
Now that's going to change, because there's only been about 8 sales for the month. We're only halfway through.
Right.
So we will see some changes on that. It should mellow out, but it's certainly not dropping and it's not caving in.
Okay, but when we talk about the median price being $1.4 million, is that also going to also account for there are price reductions in the market happening right now, though, right?
So, I knew you were going to come at me with this, Julie, so I came prepared. Julie loves to hit me with these price reductions. So let's take a look. Here's my 45-day running numbers of, hold on you guys, let me get to homes. So residential homes. In the last 45 days, the residential homes sale to original price, we've got an average of 95%. So it is selling at 95% of the original price, and that's the average right now.
Okay.
So
it used to be like 100 and at least 100.
No, it'd be 98, 99.
Okay.
Amazingly, yeah. There still was a little bit of a dip.
Okay.
If we look at sale to its current price, so that means after that price reduction you talked about, we're at 98%.
That's called the correct price for the market.
That's called the correct price. But you look at that, and that's a 3% difference. So that means they probably dropped the price about 3%, right? Because they're the difference there. So if I'm doing my math right.
Yeah.
So So I just thought those numbers are interesting. Days on market average is 33. The highest was 145, and 0 was the lowest. So
Yeah.
we're
So
still
I'll
got
tell
things
you guys,
selling when they come on the market.
Eric and I are looking for a house too, and it's amazing with the price. If you've got a good house and it's priced correctly, it goes in a week.
It's gone, yes.
Right. So
And
a lot of these 145-day prices are probably homes that were not priced correctly for the market, right?
Yes, and it's funny because my wife, Kimmy's a realtor also, and she's like Julie, she's always telling me, look how many price reductions there were on today's hot sheet. And I'm like, a price reduction of what? Of an overpriced home?
Yeah.
Or condo? There's one on there today, and I just so happened to look up in the complex to see why it was reduced. It's here in Kona. They allowed short-term rentals and things.
Yeah.
So it went down $9,000 today, but I looked, and in the entire history of that complex, there's only been one other sale at that price point.
Okay.
So,
So sellers are still shooting for the height of the market,
Yeah.
even though they're in a trough.
yes. So, exactly. So what are you going to do? It's there are price reductions. Yes. There's. I'm expecting to see one. We talked on it a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
There was a listing I saw that sold for $3.5 million in September.
Okay.
And they relisted it today, the new owners, for $4.5 million.
Oh, wow.
So there's going to be a huge price reduction on that one, I'm sure. I looked, the pictures look the same, and you're going to see that's going to really skew things when you see a huge price reduction of $500,000 to $1 million.
Yeah. It seems that there's a lot of $2 million homes on the market right now.
Yes,
there's nothing
there is.
really in the lower echelons of the market. So people are
Correct,
not finding
correct.
$600,000 and $700,000 houses in Kona.
We're not finding them. They're not out there, sadly.
Yeah,
I'm still blown away, when I see things going in, if you jump up into Lokahi Makai and stuff, and they're still up in the 900s. So it's, that's where the market's at.
We saw a home near Nanikailua. It was a complete fixer. It was $900,000.
Yeah.
So there we are at this point.
Yep.
But so do you see, but looking around and knowing what you're doing in terms of what you're out there for, do you see a price softening starting to happen, like in general, or no? 95% means it's starting to soften.
In general, I'm seeing some because there is, our phone's not ringing like it used to.
Yeah,
I mean, that's for sure. So, again, it's still a welcome break right now.
Yeah. So we can do these kinds of events.
Yes, so we can actually have time to go do this. We're not running out to Waikoloa to look at 3 homes and running back into town to show 2 more. So, it is good. It is changing. I was watching one of my favorite webinars the other day, and they were talking about. They gave the racing analogy, and they're saying like a race was never won on the straightaway. Races are always won in the corners.
Yeah.
And it's like we've entered the corner and we're getting ready to come out. So it's how you come out of this corner. So they're saying that, the market's shifted. It's not shifting. It's shifted. It's shifted.
Yeah.
So that's happened. We've seen steady months now that it's been at this. So it is a shifted market.
Right.
So we
In fact,
will see some changes.
If you look at the historical data, they said that basically the real estate market fell off a cliff in May. That's what they said on the mainland. But it usually takes 6 months for it to show up here, right? But we're still not really off a cliff.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of times we see the 6 months for things to raise here, but we see them decreasing quicker. So we're not seeing that here.
Right.
So it's an interesting. It's a market we've never seen before.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say this is how it happened before because
it's not like
it's not the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's jump into the condo numbers.
Okay.
We looked at on the condos last December 45 sold. This year 23 sold. So again, a 48% drop. So we're looking at a 50% drop really across the board on homes and condos in North Kona.
Right.
So what did that do to the condo prices? The condo prices last year were $450. This year they're $575.
Okay.
So we had $100,000 increase.
So what's happening is we have less buyers in the market, but we
Yes.
have rabid buyers in the market who are willing to pay the extra price to be able to get into the market.
Well, we've got the problem with the sellers aren't they're selling.
Right.
So people are waiting. How long do you wait? You've been waiting 3 years now, right?
Right.
You've been waiting we didn't know what was going to happen because of COVID, so we waited, and then it started going crazy, we waited. And now we're waiting again, and the sellers have pulled out.
We're waiting for the market, the rates to drop,
Yeah.
And people are saying, let's wait for a market crash. And I don't see a market crash happening. Do you?
No. Every time you read those headlines, I wake up, I guess because I read them because I'm in this business, so I look at what they're saying and I want to follow up. And there's never anything substantive to what they are saying. It'll say the market's frozen, and you get to the last paragraph of the article, and it's changed by 0.3%. And it's like, yeah, that's a freezing market. So, so interesting numbers. You want to look at the condos and see how they're doing when it goes to the 45-day snapshot. And this was run last night, so this is very, very current. So just jumped over that.
I'm looking at 72%. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. So on the condos, the sale to original price is 98.4%. So we're looking at 98% on sale to original. Our highest was 107%, so they're still going over list price. The median was 98.95, so call it 99%.
Yeah, so don't come in here thinking you're going to swing low on a condo right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Looking at the average days on the market on the condo shows 33 days. So that's the good news too, is you've got time to do your inspections there. I am seeing people taking contingencies on closing their house on the mainland or doing things like that or getting here. So there are contingencies that are being accepted. Yeah. And it's giving people we shifted back to a normal market.
Yeah.
Prices are a lot higher. They're 300 grand
higher.
But
we're
still doing it.
But you can go and see a condo 3 times before,
Yeah, before it's gone.
And I'll tell you guys, because we had a buyer in the condo market, that there are condos sitting out there because they're still a little bit overpriced. And buyers are saying, can we make a low ball offer? Mm-hmm. And some of the sellers are saying, I'm not going to accept low ball because I know that the demand's there and they're willing to wait.
Yeah, they are. They're totally willing to wait. We're working with some sellers now. We did all the market reports on it. The price is right. The price is actually low compared to all the market. You look at the market statistics, and I know clients like to look at Zillow, so I always look at Zillow too, just because I know that they've looked at that before they came in to meet with me. And even the Zillow numbers are higher. And we priced it, and we're out there a couple weeks now, and I think our price looks good. We're looking at 2 others that came out in the same complex that are 100 grand more, 200 grand more. 200. Yeah, and one of them is a little bit less, but it's dated. This one's been all redone. So try to update a condo from the mainland. That doesn't work too well. So we're priced right. We'll see. We're getting interest in it, and next month hopefully we're talking about the sale.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And for the people on our Facebook group, Lance will drop the MLS number into that one.
I'll drop it in.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's those numbers. I think that looking at things, you had somebody talking about the mortgage market. Well, we wanted to look at the absorption rate, right?
Yep.
Let's take a look at our absorption rate. So absorption rate right now on residential homes is 36%. If you guys remember, 15 to 20 is a good solid market. If you go over 20, it's a seller's market. If you're under 15, it's a buyer's market. We were running 15 to 20 for probably 4 or 5 years there until 21, and then it went nuts. 22, we were at 99% absorption rate.
That's crazy.
So we're dropping back down 36% on homes, 57% on condos. So that's looking a little bit better. And then overall, North Kona itself, with everything combined, is at a 43% absorption rate.
Wow. So just to, again, this is what it says. It's how fast it's selling versus what's coming on the market, right?
Yes.
The absorption,
So, how much is out there, how much is in escrow, and what's on the market, how much is closing, how many days are closing at.
Yeah.
So,
because the funny thing is that in the seller's market, sellers always think they have the upper hand to price their house as however they feel fit. And they're finding, though, that that's not always working for them.
Right. You need to sit down with somebody that's educated on the market and price it right. All these numbers show you that. If you're not priced right,
your house is going to sit.
You might not be talking to the right
person.
There's
a joke. It says you're either a seller or you're an owner. And if you don't price it right, you're going to be an owner for a very long time.
And what's that ownership costing you?
Yeah.
I had a Zillow lead call in this morning, and they were, they were frustrated over a price on a unit. They wanted to offer a low ball. And interesting part was this thing's been sitting out there a long time, and we're looking. The owner's carrying it's $800 something a month plus taxes. is with their carrying costs, and it's been
because of
sitting there
HOAs.
for 4 months now.
Oh.
It's that leasehold one that expires in 7 years.
Oh.
I feel like I'm their personal answering service because everybody on Zillow keeps calling on that.
You're like,
It's a $140,000 condo on a Leaky Drive, but you got to give it back in 7 years.
Yeah.
And it costs you $800 a month to own it.
That's not an investment.
Yeah. So it's right for somebody, but
not
most.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I'll tell you though, we did our East Hawaii market update 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And Amber said that it's really softening in East Hawaii right now, and that she can come in and actually have these. They're covering their closing costs, their contingencies, the whole thing. And so it'd be interesting to see how our sellers in West Hawaii are going to be like a little bit more, malleable
bit more,
in terms of getting their prices to the point where they sell their homes.
And that could be part of why it's holding up to that number, is because maybe they have been giving up some concessions. We've closed a couple in the last 45 days, 3 of them I think, and I don't know that we gave up any concessions on the 3 that we did. So it's interesting, but that doesn't mean that it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's probably, again, that's what's helping hold up the market too, I'm sure.
Yeah. In fact, we made an offer on a condo for our buyers, and at first they were going to come in at $20,000 or $30,000 under asking because they think the market's softening. And then another offer came right in, and immediately they go, "We'll offer full price."
Yeah. It's like, don't mess around, because that's the way it
Like,
works.
if you want the thing, pay full price.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right.
So we have any questions from the audience?
Any questions in the audience?
What's happening
No.
with the market? No.
No.
Okay. We have we have the.
Hopefully it's recording okay.
Yeah. During the show, over the next 2 days, we're going to be talking about different aspects of the market. We're going to be talking about, so if you tune in, I know these people here on Facebook, if you do come down and sit with us, we do have these presentations every half an hour or hour. Lance is going to be actually talking a little bit more later on today too about home ownership aspects. But we also have a mortgage broker. We've got Travis Green coming in here talking about what's happening in the mortgage market. He's going to talk about programs. We're also going to be talking about nonprofits and how to get involved with the community, and also all different things about home ownership, like really the true cost of home ownership, home buying 101. So come on down if you guys are in town. Tell your friends. And for you guys over on YouTube, you missed it, but we're going to have all these on recording, so you guys are going to have a whole bevy of information that we're going to let you guys have. So unless
that should be good too, because I was talking with Travis when I came in and sat down about the spread on the interest thing. So he's got some good information on that. And educate you guys on that. Really
in fact, one of the things I want Travis to talk about is yields and spreads and how that affects us all.
There we go.
Is anybody on the internet? Look, okay. They weren't expecting Lance to go live today at 10 o'clock in the morning. But if you if you want the live report, go to our 365 HawaiiLiving.com, join our Ohana, and you get to have access to our private Facebook group where we do these live every single month. And also then we usually put them on our real estate channel, which is 365 Hawaii Group Real Estate Real Estate Minute. That's it. And we'll drop the information about how you guys can have access to all these things that we're talking about also in our Facebook and YouTube channels.
Something too, I uploaded all these reports last night.
Okay.
So I've got if you're not here and you want to look at some of the reports that we've been going over and that we're talking about today and tomorrow, I got 4 books worth of different reports here, and they're already uploaded.
Your real estate research.
Yeah, they're already on the page, and they can be downloaded by our friends.
And again, thanks, Lance, for bringing this to the public today.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm not used to looking over this way. I'm not used to
both
that.
of them.
Thank you,
audience.
everybody. Aloha.
Okay,
Been
bye.
great.